Alright gang, welcome back to our 200 horsepower challenge on CalmLands. You join me as I'm actively in the process of cultivating up our field here to replant our corn. This is our standard corn field that we will always utilize for corn till the end of the series. Same with that one over there being our sunflower field. So things are going well. We don't actually have a whole lot to do today. Today is still September. We've kind of carried over. What we are going to do, though, is once we drill this, and we're going to drill it, or plant it, excuse me, with our new planter that we bought, which should help speed the process up a little bit for us. When we're done with that, we are going to shift over to the field that we have still yet to do anything with, besides take down trees from. We are going to at least make one field, possibly two fields today. As far as what I'm going to put in there, still fully haven't decided. I've mentioned soybeans. I've mentioned sugar beets, and I still think that is going to be one of the fields, but it probably won't be both of them. Sugar beets, like any other root crop, are kind of a pain in the ass to do. So I don't want to have this big, massive field where it's going to take me 3-4 episodes to do it. A little unrealistic too. So. We will put a field of sugar beets over there more than likely, but it will not be a massive field like what we're actively working on right now. It'll be more like maybe a little bit bigger than what our current root crop fields are. Maybe just a little bit, but somewhere around that size, I think is a good size there. But we'll see what I decide to do and how things go when we get to that point. But first, we've got to get the rest of this field cultivated, and then we're going to get it drilled. So I think what I'm going to do is throw this on a worker. I'll have the worker finish the job here, and we can jump into, I think it's the Fent. Yeah, the Fent here. And we can start getting this drilled. At least he turned around and did the proper thing. I was like, oh shoot, is he going to keep going straight? But nope. He's going to turn around, and he's going the wrong way. No, he's not. I stand corrected. He did not go the wrong way. Good deal. He can go the whole way. That's fine. I don't care. That doesn't bother me. Get going so I can go through. There you go, buddy. There you go. Alright. We might catch up to him pretty quickly, but he doesn't have a whole lot left to do, so if we do, we can just take over and finish that up quickly. So now, I did have the case over here ready to do fertilizing on this field, but it looks like this has the ability to do both fertilizer and seed, which I might have knew at the time of buying it, but I guess I kind of forgot about it. So, yeah, we're not going to need that case over here for now. But this is good. 11 mile per hour. It is a wider width. It's not a huge increase. I think it was a 4-meter increase, 3 or 4 meter increase, but that 3 or 4 meters really will matter in the long run. It's really going to speed it up, and that's still kind of the goal, right? We got to continue to try to get implements that will speed up our process, and we've pretty much done that for the most part, with the exception of, I guess, the harvesters, which we did try earlier on in the series. We tried to utilize a header, well, 2 headers, I think, that were way too large for the harvester. And the problem we have now is the harvesters we have currently, they are 200 horsepower. So we can't get a bigger harvester even if we wanted to. We can still try to do some other, well, we could potentially try to do some more header tries if we want to, but I would suspect that most of them are not going to work. We might be able to gain a meter or two, which I guess in the long run would help, but it's not going to be anything too significant, at least from my research into ModHub. Now, things could have changed. I've been gone for a little while. I was off for work, and I'm getting ready to be gone again to head to Vegas. So there could be something out there now that I've missed, but I just don't think so. Now, the only other thing really that we haven't done on the series besides sugar beets is potatoes and cotton. Now, we are making clothes from wool from the sheep, but that is not cotton. The problem with cotton is we don't have any way to do cotton, because everything that it takes to do cotton... Oh, shoot. He's going to screw that up. I screwed that up. Oh, boy. Let's just finish this up for him. I completely forgot that he's going to go all the way to the end, even though we just talked about it. And I was doing a headland pass, so we just kind of wasted a little bit of our seed there. Anyway, the problem with cotton is that everything to harvest it is way more than 200 horsepower, so we're not going to be able to do cotton in this series. Now, we certainly can do it in another one, and we likely will very soon, but this one is unfortunately not going to have any cotton, unless, again, something came out on ModHub in the last week to accommodate 200 horsepower or less, a smaller harvester of some sort. But I have yet to find one on ModHub. Now, there may be one out there for everybody else. For everybody else. I play on console, so the only thing I actually have access to is anything on ModHub, which is sometimes unfortunate, but at the same time, it's not. I make do with what I've got, and I hope it comes off pretty well. But I do have a disadvantage for sure over the PC players when I'm on console. Now, at the time of this recording, I had literally just hit 1,000 subscribers, so thank you very much once again for all of that. If you haven't done so, it should be out by now. Let me see, wait a minute. And this is going to come out... Yeah, it definitely should be out by now. Probably about a week, or it's been out around that. Now, if you have yet to do so, in regard to the 1,000 horsepower, 1,000 subscriber appreciation, I released a video where I'm giving away a John Deere, a 1988 John Deere. Well, it's a 1938 John Deere, I think, but it was made in 1988. It's a John Deere collectible toy figure, whatever you want to call it. It's not a figure, I guess it's a toy. Collectible John Deere tractor. Let's put it that way. From 1988, it's pretty cool. It'd be awesome for your game room or your computer room or maybe your desk, whatever. Something cool to display. At least I think it's kind of cool. So there is that ability for you. It is completely free to enter. If you want to check my channel out, you should find it. It should be pretty prominently found somewhere around in there. Completely free to enter. You just have to do a few things, so just check that video out. It's like a 4-minute video. It's not very long. It really won't take any of your time, and you will be entered in to win that. But you do have to be subscribed, so if you haven't, for whatever reason, you're watching this and you haven't subscribed yet, and you are interested in that, hit the subscribe button. It costs you nothing at all, completely free. So I'm going to leave that there for right now, because we're going to come back to it. Like I said, we're going to make some fields over there. Well, at least one field over there. I'm going to have to come over there and touch that little section up, but that's fine. I'm not too concerned about that. But other than that, today, the only other thing we have to do is the fields over there, and we need to sell a few things. Now, I think what I'm going to do, since we don't really have we're not really hurting for money anymore, and we probably won't be hurting for money the rest of the series. We're making good money now. I probably will turn everything on to either distributing if they're not already, or automatically selling. Instead of having to move things around and spend the time going back and forth moving that around, I think we're going to do away with that for a brief period. Well, not a brief period, for the rest of the series, I should say. Again, we're not really hurting for money here, and we're not going to be at all anymore. We're literally just continuing to play this because we enjoy it. We're having a lot of fun with it. So are all the guys. I mean, I think there's only been like maybe a handful of individuals who are doing this series. I shouldn't say the guys. There are some women doing it, but you know what I mean. There's only a handful of us that I think have stopped doing this series. I think most people are still actively running this series, which is great. It's awesome that there's this much interaction on this series and that people have enjoyed it this much and that you are all watching all of ours this much. Absolutely awesome. So we're going to get this done, gang. We're going to get into a little bit of a groove here. We'll do a little bit of a time lapse, get this done. We'll see how long this takes, and then we may well, we'll probably jump straight over to this tractor needs a front weight on it. This thing is heavy when I pick it up. We'll probably jump straight over to starting to work on creating a new field over there, more than likely. But we'll see how things go. But in any case, we still have to get this done first, so let's get this done, and then we'll see where we're at and what we get to after this. Alright, that is the field done. It probably needs to be rolled, but otherwise it's done. Let's see. Yes, rolled. So we can get a worker going on rolling that here soon. Let me let me fold that, I guess, whatever you want to call it. There we go. That's what we wanted. Needed that so then I can pull it the correct way. Well, I said the correct way. I can pull it without running into stuff. That's easy. I am saying this completely wrong. Man, get it together, Z. Learn to talk. I can pull this without having to hit so many things. Where if I was doing it like, pulling it like I was drilling in the field or planting in the field, I would hit a lot more things because it's much wider. That made more sense. Get it together, Z. Come on, brother. Get it together. So we'll go put this away. I will go off camera for a minute. I just want to take a look at some of the sugar beet stuff. I want to see exactly how much money it's going to cost us. and if we need anything else besides what we have. We do have to, you know, kind of plan out our field or fields, depending on what we decide to do, but I just want to make sure I have it all together before I get going, right? I want to make sure that we have everything we need, and that way I can decide how big this field's going to be. I think I'm going to make it kind of like this. I think I'm going to follow this path here. I'm just going to kind of make an outline here to where I want to stop at, and then I kind of going to go over that way more. I think that's how I'm going to do it. Now, I could be mowing this grass, certainly. We were mowing it with, a long time ago, before we made our own field, we were mowing it. And we certainly could mow this one, but I'm going to not this time. I think we have enough grass over there. I don't think we need to. Alright, that's perfect. That's kind of where I'm going to stop it at. I'm going to keep this path kind of going back this way. So, let me go off camera. Let me make sure we got everything we need, and then we'll come back here and we'll start plotting out this piece of land we're going to utilize for the sugar beets. Alright, yeah, we should have everything we need, so we're going to continue our line here. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger than what I had initially anticipated. I'm not going to make it massive, but somewhere around in there, I think, is good. And then we're going to kind of come back towards our wood production area, and then, you know, just make this a nice big square. Now, if it ends up being way too large for us, whenever it does come time to harvest the sugar beets, well, we'll deal with it at that point, right? But I think this would be a pretty good width for us here. Should produce a lot of stuff for us. We can make a lot of different things out of sugar beets, sugar specifically, and we can utilize that with some other productions, right? That's kind of where we're going here. Now I'm going to probably, I think I made that one over there a little bit too, I started a little bit too early over there. I want to give it a little bit of space over here, because we need the space whenever we decide to move wood logs. We've got to take them to here. So as long as we have enough room here to try to pull them this way and over to here, we'll be fine. So I think I gave ourselves enough room there, I hope. So I'm going to kind of cut across here. Now the problem with this is when we do utilize this with a worker, it is going to probably be a bit of a problem with that building there. But we'll have to just make do, right? Might have to do it ourselves, but we'll figure it out. So I'll clean up that. Here, I'll do it right now. Actually, I'll just paint over it for now. It won't look perfect, but it'll be good enough. Good. Alright. So we've got our outline made here. Now it's just a matter of us getting the middle done, and then obviously I'm going to have to touch up the edges a little bit. The edges are not perfect. And for root crop stuff, I really like to make them look pretty perfect. Like those fields there, they're all perfectly straight. I want to do that for this one as well. And you know, I mean, obviously, we don't necessarily have to always put sugar beets in this one, right? We could, you know, put carrots and other things in there if we need to later on down the road. Does not have to constantly be the same thing over here. This is just kind of our root crop area is kind of what we're making over here. What a great day, man. What a gorgeous day. It's going to rain here soon, though, it looks like. Looks like rain is in the forecast, so we've got to... good thing we don't have anything specifically to harvest right now. Because that would put us in a bit of a hardship if we had to harvest something. So we got a bit here to do on this. We'll get this done, and then we're going to put some sugar beets in immediately. We're going to utilize the same drill that we just used for the corn. I'm pretty sure it will do sugar beets, which is really nice because that means we don't have to buy another drill of some sort for sugar beets. So we're going to do that, and then I'll be back with you when we're all done. All right, so my goal here, gang, was to utilize the Voltra, since it's relatively new, to do that drilling of the sugar beets, but I'm failing here. You saw when I attached it, it did a big massive wheelie, and so I'm taking all the I take the Voltra back here, and now I'm trying all these tractors to see if I can just, from maintenance or from service, put a front weight on one of these tractors, so that way, I don't have to go buy a weight or whatever. Now, we can utilize that Fent again. It did do some wheelies. I don't know if you ever noticed it or not when we were doing the corn, but it did do some wheelies, especially when I was trying to stop or turn. It definitely would. But I'm hopeful that one of these has the ability to add a front weight on it, but it doesn't look like that's the case. So I'm kind of failing here. The only other one we have left to try is the Massey Ferguson, the MF. Which is the one that has the most horsepower, actually. Sorry, gang, I hit the microphone there. Alright, none of them have the option, so, well, we'll have to either go buy a weight. If this doesn't work, we'll have to go buy a weight, or figure something else out. I mean, the Fent worked. Like I said, it wasn't perfect, but it did work, so I guess we can utilize that one. But let's try the Massey Ferguson first. Let's see how it goes. Actually going to touch this up really quick while we're here. Not perfect. But I can touch that up off camera. But that one was bothering me a little bit. That was pretty unrealistic there. That line's a little bit straighter. It's still not straight, but it's a little bit better. But we can touch that up offline. Or off camera, I should say. Yeah, this is going to be the same thing as the Fent, it looks like. But that's okay. We should be able to get it done. It's not going to be perfect, but we should be able to get it done. So let's turn that on. Lower this down. And the sugar beets are going in. We probably are going to have to refill this up. You can see we don't really have a whole lot in here, but they are going in. Let's get this done. All right, as you can see, that was not the most fun or easiest thing to do. I was doing wheelies left and right. A front weight, or a weight in general, is definitely going to be needed if we continue to utilize this this planter, which I want to. So that is done, though. We just have to roll this field and the other field over there, and those are good. Well, let me double check that. Yeah, and this needs lime and rolling. So we've got to get the lime out too. We'll lime that quickly. Right, there we go. Well, I always go the wrong way for some reason. I always think it's to the right, but it's to the left. That's nice. That's going to be a good. It's going to be a good field for us, and it already had grass in it, so it already had one application of fertilizer. So it is 100% fertilized right now, which is good. So we'll go put this over here for now. Kind of getting stuff kind of all over the place now. I kind of probably need to clean that up a little bit too, but I can do that all off camera. Does not have to be here. Alright, let's jump in one of our other tractors here. We'll use the Landini. We'll grab our now standard lime spreader. That's really all we're utilizing it for now. To fill this up a little bit more. It might have enough in there. Well, I don't know. It probably wouldn't, actually. We go through lime pretty quickly. Like, very, very rapidly. So, it might not have enough. But even if it did, we're going to make sure we top it off just to be safe. We'll go lime that field, and then we'll get a worker starting to roll both of those fields. Money is no longer an issue on this series, like I've mentioned. It's just simply not. We have 656,000 right now, and we have nothing really we need to buy. Maybe a production for the sugar beets when they're ready, but we don't have to buy that yet. Potentially another field, maybe, if we want to, but we still have part of this field that we haven't drilled, and we've got a lot of trees up there we can take care of as well. So this won't take long at all. This will be 3 passes? 2-ish? This is good, though. I'm excited. We're getting another crop in the field, something I talked about early on in the series that I had. I say it means, but I was gonna say means, but I had a drive to want to do, but we were kind of starting to run a little thin on time. But this change has made all the difference. We're able to do a whole lot more now. A lot of flat land down here by that river. Alright, we'll have to do one little quick touch up there, it looks like. But not too bad. Now, the next episode that we do will likely be in October. And we probably are going to have a lot of things to harvest, I think. Alright, that is done. We can go take this back. So if we look at the map, and we look at the growth, I think this one and both of these are going to be ready next episode. If they're not, it'll be it'll be very, very close. I mean, it'll be as close as you could possibly get. But they looked pretty dark to me, so I think it's going to be ready next month. Which means we're going to have a lot to do next month, because while this field won't really need anything, That one over there, the cornfield, will need to be fertilized a second time. We will have to harvest this field, the 2 fields over there. So a lot to do, and we have to re-drill them all, right? A lot to do. Now, I had talked about getting more chickens, and we're going to do that. It probably will be the next episode. They still have plenty of food in there, so we probably won't be getting rid of them for a while, but we'll start upgrading to get more chickens soon, since we need the eggs and stuff now. So let me go get the roller out. And then the last thing we're going to do is just touch up kind of everything around the farm here, right? We're going to make sure that the greenhouses have the liquid fertilizer they need. Make sure all of our animals are in good shape, which they should be, because I think we touched all of them up in the first episode. Well, the last episode, the first episode in September of this year. But I think they're good. I do know we do need more wood for our beekeeping. We are, I think, out of wood there. So we need to spend some time doing that, but I'm doing a lot of wood currently on a lot of my series, especially wood chips more specifically than anything else. So because of that reason, we probably will do a lot of that off camera for right now. Eventually we'll bring wood working back into the series, absolutely, 100%, but it's pretty heavy right now on Frugal Millionaire Challenge. Excuse me. Pretty heavy on that one. That's really the only way we're making a whole lot of money in that series, because it's on hard difficulty and seasons are engaged. Very, very difficult. So we're utilizing a lot of wood chips in that one right now, and just wood in general. We've got charcoal going on that, which is I'm ecstatic about. I love the charcoal. And then we just have another wood production where it turns it into planks and furniture for us. So a lot of wood occurring in that series. But we are starting to get a plethora of fields now. Mostly small fields, but we do have some. So that's definitely helping. So we're doing my most favorite thing here, rolling. We're going to kind of go around a bit of the headland here, and then I will put this on a worker, as we typically would do. And yes, it may end up losing money, but that's alright. We have enough money now. It's not a big deal. Probably eventually, even though we have a lot of fields right now, we've got a lot to do, we probably will buy this field right here, this flat field here. That way we can expand out a little bit more. We could put something else in there, potentially. Another crop that, you know, maybe we don't utilize that often. I'm hesitant to do potatoes, I've mentioned that, but I probably will bring them into the series at some point, just maybe in a smaller scale.Maybe that corner over there to the north of that sugar beet field we just made. Maybe we do potatoes up there, potentially. But that's a future thing. We've got, like I said, some fields ready to harvest here soon, so it's more than likely a future thing. Unless they're not ready for whatever reason next month, then maybe we'll put potatoes in there. I don't know, but either way, that's a future thing. And potatoes, you can make a lot of money off potatoes, but they are a pain to get out of the ground. Sugar beets can be a pain too, but I don't know why, but sugar beets don't bother me as much, even though it's a very similar process. They don't bother me as much. Carrots and all that stuff, they don't bother me as much either. Those are a tiny bit easier. It's probably relative, depending on who you are, though. Like I said, we'll try to go around the headland pass here a little bit, and then we'll throw it on a worker, and hopefully the worker does what we want him to do. I mean, he should. We'll go all the way around this. We'll come back up this way, and then have him start. That way he shouldn't have any way at all that he goes over into the cornfield. But I've been wrong before. These workers they're something special, I tell you. Now, I've mentioned I have an idea for that grassland over there. I do still have an idea for that, but we'll wait. We're gonna wait on that for a little bit more. I'm gonna go against kind of what I said, and we're gonna wait for that a little bit longer. It's not really gonna be anything crazy or special. It's just gonna make us more money every month. It's gonna be kind of a place it and leave it kind of thing. So that's why I'm saying it's not that big of a deal, right? Because we don't really need the money, but it's just kind of something cool, I think, to add over there to round that area off, since we're not really doing anything with it. It's just kind of sitting there collecting dust. All right, we throw this on a worker. I just want to make sure the worker does as I'm expecting him to do here and go to the right. I'm hoping that's the case, but we'll find out here in a second. Other than that, gang, we don't have a whole lot else to do today. I think what we're going to end up doing here soon, like I said, is buy either that field there or maybe that field over there with more trees. I don't know yet. One of those we're going to buy, and we're probably... Maybe. We're going to maybe Talk straight, see? It's the like third time this episode. Rework this area down here. And what I mean by that is probably do a little bit of a yard work. You know, I had mentioned long time ago that I wanted to get to a position where we could set it up where we had multiple yards. You know, that's our big main yard, but then we'll have some smaller yards. And I kind of put a big, massive shed in there, which is great, but... that big shed, you know, is very wide open, and we'll probably leave that shed there, but I want to make more of like a, you know, a realistic yard-based, something like up over there, but a little bit of a smaller scale. So that's kind of probably what we'll do with some of that area over there, and then the rest of it obviously will be crop fields, but that's kind of where we're headed there. So the worker is doing what I want him to do. We do need to roll this, and we've got to roll that field over there, but that can all be done off camera. So with that, gang, we'll leave the episode there. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe if you're new. It's free, helps me a ton. Check my other channels out. Links in the description down below. Special thank you to all of our channel members. I can't not thank you all enough. You guys are amazing. Again, check the 1,000 subscriber giveaway out if you haven't done so. Make sure you're entered in to win that completely free. And until next time, I'll see each and every single one of you in the next episode.